Hey peeps, it's Jedd here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, such a pleasure to join you. Today we're going to deal with an algebraic equation that has a couple of surds in it, which always looks a little bit more intimidating than it should be. Alright, so we're going to do 1.1.4 here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up some brackets and I'm going to rewrite the full question. And while I do that, see if you can spot what the first step could be. Right, so I'm opening up my brackets. 32 minus x, all right, and that equals x. Okay, what's the first thing we can do? Well, the first thing I want to try and do is get rid of these big brackets, and I can see that I've got a square root there and a square root there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge the two square roots, and let's see if that can help me out. So I'm going to merge the two square roots, and I'm going to have brackets here of root 32 plus x, and then I'm going to have a bracket here of root 32 minus x. Okay, and that is going to equal x. Right, so now let's see how we can simplify these brackets. What I want you to look at quickly, just for efficiency, what do we notice in each of these brackets? I see that there is a square root and a square root, and I see an x, and I see a plus and a minus, but the same number in each bracket. Now this is typically the result when we factorize using difference of two squares. So when we multiply them, we should have a difference of two squares. So to keep that big surd, what we're going to do is we're going to square the first term. So 32 root of 32 squared just gives us 32. And then we're going to square the second term, but it needs to be subtracted. Now, do you agree? If I found the difference of two squares here, I would get the exact same bracket. So that makes sense. And that all equals x. Now, we still need to get this x by itself. So in order to get rid of this root, I need to square both sides. And that's going to give me 32 minus x squared equals x squared. Okay, and I keep these little therefores just to show the marker that I'm going down step by step. Right, and then I'm going to have 32 equals, I'm going to take that x squared across, that's going to give me 2x squared. I'm going to divide both sides. I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and that's going to give me 16 equals x squared. I'm then going to square root both sides, and the minute I bring in the square root, I need to understand that I've got a plus or minus that results. Square root both sides, and that's going to give me plus or minus 4 equals x. So that's going to be the possible answer for this particular question. So I've got plus or minus 4. Now remember, because we've had a step here where we've had to square both sides, there may have been something that went wrong around the positive or negative value of our actual answer. So what we need to try and do is substitute this back into our formula over there, or our initial equation over there, to see if the left-hand side does indeed equal the right-hand side. Remember, it's very important that it does. Right, so if I put a minus 4 into that, I'll plug it in my calculator and find that I've got minus 4 on the left-hand side, but I have 4. I'll have 4 on the left-hand side, and I'll have minus 4 on the right-hand side, which means the two don't equal each other. And what that means is negative 4 cannot be the right answer. Now I do the same thing when I've got a 4. So I put the 4 in on the left-hand side, and there I get the answer 4. And that equals 4 on the right-hand side. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side equal each other. So in this instance, the only possible answer is going to be positive 4. So we can get rid of that minus. We can get rid of that minus. And only the positive 4 is the correct answer for this particular question. Very important to do that check, especially when you square both sides. I would like to say a very special thank you to our sponsor for making this video possible. Also, head over to our website for more of these epic tutorial videos. If you can't find the answer to your question, send us the question and we'll respond with a personalized video just for you. Until the next time, stay epic.